Hello students, welcome back to Whisking. This is video 2.1. The unit title is Logic Lines. Your objective is, I can use reasoning in algebra and geometry. The Excel skill you have for this week is just 8th grade, AA 4. So please go and do that one skill, and again it is due tomorrow by 11:59 p.m. Okay, so let's go flippers. All right, so we're starting off this lesson today by looking at these properties. Now, if you had me first semester, and most of you did, you're going to know these properties pretty well. So the first one, I know these are a little blurry, so bear with me. The first one is going to be commutative property of addition, which says if we have A plus B, then that equals B plus A. And over here we have an example where we have 2 plus 3 equals 3 plus 2. Again, you want to write these down. All right. The second one is going to be commutative property of multiplication. So now we're actually multiplying, same thing, A times B equals B times A. And here's our example, 2 times 3 equals 3 times 2. The next is going to be associative property. Now, associative property is really cool because this is the one that involves parentheses. So if you're not sure what's going on, you should remember, hey, this has parentheses. And I think of this as kind of being like a clique, like, oh, she's my friend today, but she doesn't want to be my friend tomorrow. But no matter what, where you put the parentheses, it's still going to add to the same thing, because if we look here at 2 plus the quantity of 3 plus 4 is the same thing as 2 plus 3, quantity of that, plus 4. Okay? Same thing applies, parentheses here for associative property of multiplication. Same idea, except the operation is multiplication. And again, the same result happens. Even though you move parentheses from 3 to 4 to the 2 and the 3, we still get an equal sign. In case you're not sure, these are equal signs between these numbers here. Equal, equal, and equal. Moving down to distributive property. This is probably one of the most important properties in mathematics, just because we use it so much. And it simply states that if you have A and a set of parentheses, and you're asked to multiply here, if that's multiplication, then you're going to literally distribute the A to the B by multiplying it, and then A to C. So then it becomes AB plus the quantity of AC. Here we have that shown, 2 times 3 plus 2 times 4. All right? Moving right along to additive identity property. This just simply means that, hey, whatever I add to 0 is going to be that same. A plus 0 equals 0, and our example is 3 plus 0. Again, it's an equal equals 3. All right, moving on to multiplicative identity property. This one is cool too, because it simply works with the idea of multiplication, saying that if I multiply anything by 1, it's going to be that thing. Here I multiply 3 by 1, and I get, again, 3. Number 8. Number 8 says the additive inverse property. Well, this is the one that uses integers most directly. So if I have 3 plus the opposite of 3, which is negative 3, I'm going to get 0, which makes sense, because if I go to 3 from 0 on the number line, if I go over to 3, and then I add negative 3, I'm going to end right back at 0, and that's what I want. I want the inverse. Now with multiplication, I'm going to actually do something a little different. I'm going to multiply. So if I multiply A by the reciprocal of A, which would be that number in the denominator, and then 1 in the numerator, I'm going to get 1. So if we look here, 3 times 1 over 3 is going to give us 1, because remember, 3 has a hidden 1 on the denominator, and times 1/3, if we multiply straight across, we'll get 3 over 3 equals really 1. Last but not least, we have the zero property, and that's pretty cool. Zero is powerful. Whatever you multiply by 0 becomes 0. It eats it up. A times 0 equals 0. 5 times 0. A billion, million, zillion, trillion times 0 equals 0. It just takes over. Okay, so here's our first example, number 1. We want to identify which property this is. So right away we see that A times 0 equals, that should be 0. Because anything times 0 gets wiped out. So this is actually the zero property. So I'm going to write that in. Number 2, Number 2 clearly says 6 times 1 6 equals 1. Well, this is actually, we want to get 1 to the end and we're multiplying, so this is the multiplicative property. So multiplicative inverse property. Okay? Number 3 clearly says 5 plus its opposite. So this is going to be the additive inverse property. Additive inverse. All right, on to the secret hot question. So this question, the secret hot question is, what is the name of the property of equality or congruence that justifies going from the first statement to the second? B plus 10 equals 50 or B equals 40. So you're trying to figure out what statement makes this true, which property makes this true. Remember, your IXL skills tonight are 8th grade, AA4. Have a great night.